Hello, and welcome back to Leeds Lately for the live watch-along of Leeds United versus Tottenham Hotspur. We've got a new microphone cable, which we got the other week, so sound should be sorted. And also, I've updated my Wi-Fi hub as well. So also, we should have little to no interruptions like we usually do. So that's all sorted as well. Before we do anything, shout out to Robert Wetzel, who has been moderating for us all season and has always been here supporting. Thank you so much, Robert, for the $50 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Robert saying, we are marching on together to the Premier League for next season. Yeah, it's party time. Leeds have stayed up officially after Arsenal beat West Ham 1-0 at the London Stadium. That late goal being disallowed due to a foul on David Raya, which I think was completely fair to rule it out, but Leeds, because of that, are guaranteed to be safe next season, in the Premier League. So onwards and upwards now. If we get a couple of wins, we might get a higher place in the Premier League, which obviously means more points as well, equals more money. The higher you finish, the better money that you get as well. So that will help us out as well. So thank you again so much to Robert for the $50 super chat. That is absolutely massive. And everyone, also make sure you go ahead and hit the like button on that there as well. I'm just going to set the super chat goal for the stream. 2 hours. Leeds are safe. Can we help relegate Spurs? Here we go. Start goal. There we are. Right, we're all set up. Sorry I was a couple of minutes late. I was just finishing off tea. However, we are looking to this game tonight where potentially we could help to relegate Spurs, which would be absolutely huge, considering that they relegated us the last time around. I mean, obviously we relegated ourselves with our bad performances, but they relegated us because they beat us on the final moment for us to be able to stay up. But of course, we are safe this season, and it is just now between West Ham and Spurs. Forest is also safe. If we can get 3 points, we'll climb a few table positions as well, which is good. However, Tottenham will be well up for this one. So let's see if we can kind of put them to the sword early and see what happens. Welcome, everybody who is joining us. Welcome to all of our Leeds Lately members. I noticed that somebody, I think it might have been Ryan Tune, had the member for 11 months thing come up before. Yeah, there it is. Thank you, Ryan, for your continued support. Shout out to Karen Curtin, Smith Art 101, Liam B, of course, Robert. Who else have we got in here from the members? Pierre's here as well. Evening, Pierre. TJ Tim is here as well. Welcome everybody who's joining us, and of course, welcome to our regular subscribers as well. Hope you're all doing well this evening. Welcome Leo as well. We've got a Man City fan in the house today, but of course, we'll be supporting Leeds tonight because it's funny if Spurs go down. God's saying 3 million a position, supposedly. Yeah, that is around what it is, which obviously, considering that you bought somebody like Jayden Bogle for 3 million, for 5 million, it can help. It can go a long way. But welcome everybody who's joining us. Leeds United take on Spurs in about 5 minutes' time. We can have a little look at the lineups. First of all, for Tottenham Hotspur, they line up in a 4-2-3-1 here. Kinski keeps his position in goal with the injured Vicario absent from the matchday squad. Pedro Porro, Danso, Van der Ven and Destiny Udogi make up the back four of Spurs, with Palhinha and Bentancur in front of them as the two holding positions, the two double pivots. And then you've got Kolo Muani out on the right, Matisse Tell out on the left, Conor Gallagher through the middle, and Richarlison up front. So that is the Tottenham Hotspur lineup. Usually we talk a bit more about this, but we're a bit rushed tonight, so This is the Leeds United lineup. 3-4-2-1 is the way I see it, with Darlow in goal. It looks to me as though Dan James will be playing right wing back in the absence of Jayden Bogle. I think that some people were complaining about Nonto, like what does he have to do to get a start? Like he should have been included. However, I don't think that Farke will think, and I don't think either, that Nonto has the defensive work rate to be able to play in that in that wing back role, because he just won't get back enough. And I think that it'll be Dan James to sit in that spot as well. So that's why I think he starts over Nonto. Rodon, Biol and Strauch make up the back three, with Justin on the other side deputising for Gabriel Goodmanson, of course. Ethan Ampadu and Altanaka in the two middle of midfield roles, with Anton Stack and Brendan Aronson ahead of them, and Calvert-Lewin up front. Welcome to the RPM Saviour as well, another one of our Leeds Lately members, who of course is top fan of the week from last week with the £10 super chat. So thank you so much for that, the RPM Saviour, and welcome to the stream. Welcome everybody who's joining us. We are just seconds away from kickoff at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Ampadu leading the Leeds lineup out, and Mickey van der Ven leading out the Spurs lineup. When you actually look at the Spurs starting 11, and you look at the names on their team sheet, it does very much look like a strong side, but they just have not been able to string runs of results together this season. They've been really, really poor, massively underperforming where they should be, considering the kind of personnel that they have in the squad. But of course, they also have been blighted by injuries. That doesn't really kind of take away from the fact that they just generally have not been good enough. So it'll be interesting to see how they perform tonight, because if they're ever going to be up for a game, it's this one at home, a chance to get to gain 3 points on West Ham, who could also be going down. So Leeds have got to be on our game tonight, because Spurs will be strong in this one. They'll be pressing high. They'll be trying to swarm over us. I'm just going to switch back because now they're going through the teams on Sky. Kinski in goal for De Zerbi's Tottenham Hotspur. Pedro Porro, Danso, Van der Ven and Udogi make up the back four, with Palinia and Bentancur sat in front of them. Kolo Muani, Gallagher and Tell are the attacking midfield trio, with Richarlison up front for them. Let's have a little look at who is on the bench for Spurs as well. We'll go back through that in a second, Sebastian, when it comes up on the TV. So Brandon Austin, the goalkeeper, reserve. Then they've got Dragoshin, Basuma, Madison, Archie Gray, Bergvall, Spence, Sarr, and one more that I couldn't quite get the chance to read. Leeds United's lineup then, 3-4-2-1 is the way I see it. Darlow in goal. Dan James as a right wing back, James Justin over on the left hand side instead of Gabriel Goodmanson. Across the midfield, Anton Stack, Ethan Ampadu. Well, actually, I think it's going to be Ethan Ampadu and Altanaka, with Anton Stack and Aronson slightly ahead of them, with Calvert-Lewin being the lone striker in this one. The bench for Leeds United is Perry, Longstaff, Piru, Mecha, Bornau, Byram, Nonto, Chadwick and Lianu, who are both the last two academy prospects who have been chosen to come into the squad due to injuries for Leeds United, or because we're safe in the Premier League, so they wanted to give them a chance. Now, Buonanotte and Bogle both have hamstring injuries, so they are out of the squad. Hence, Dan James starting at right wing back, James Justin over at left wing back. Look, Dan James gets a chance to start in this one, and he hasn't had a start in quite a long time from my memory. And if he can properly get in behind some of them early, it will make them think twice about how many players they throw forward. So it's important that Dan James is up and at them straight away. I like Dan James when he's added to his game over the last couple of years the ability to cut back on his left foot on that right-hand side and whip it like a curling ball in swinging towards the far post, which Calvert-Lewin could easily get on the end of. They were wasted a little bit in the Championship with Joel Peru because that's not the type of pass cross that he deals best with. However, I do think that Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a lot more suited to that kind of opportunity. So look out for that today. Dan James cutting in, crossing the ball across the box, and Calvert-Lewin trying to get on the end of it. We are underway at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And Darlow sends that ball forward. Why can't Leeds wear the kit? We haven't worn this kit for absolutely ages. And it's our nicest kit by a mile. I don't understand why we keep wearing the black kit when they're wearing white. So yeah, they've got a tiny bit of blue, but our kit also has blue on it. So yeah, odd. Ampadu going to take a early long throw in here. Welcome to everybody who's joining us as Ampadu throws that one into the box. Headed straight up in the air. Strouk tries to get a touch on it. Justin back to James, who crosses it in towards the back post. The little header there by Strouk just trickles wide of the post, and Kinski can go and take a goal kick there. Yep, just as Pierre is saying there, remember all, if you are looking at the game on things that are ahead of us, i.e. the actual feed on Sky, or you're looking at any of the apps, please don't say, you'll spoil it for us all. Wait for me to have seen it and reacted to it. As it stands, Spurs 36 played, 38 points. West Ham 36 played, 36 points. However, if Spurs get anything today, they could be at least 3 points ahead of West Ham with 2 games remaining. So it's important that we don't give them an inch. I think that's going to be a throw in there to Spurs over on the right-hand side. Now I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the Spurs home game is the only game that I haven't done a live stream of this entire season, I think. So I haven't actually... I kind of half was able to watch Leeds against Spurs last time out. And they obviously just narrowly defeated us. So it's my first chance to really kind of watch Leeds versus Spurs this season. Here's Danso into Pedro Porro. Back to Danso again. All the way back to Kinski, who, of course, had that absolute nightmare in the Champions League against Atletico Madrid. Porro, who's tucked inside to a more central position, now gives it to Danso. Back now to Polini, who's dropped into that back line and given the ball all the way back to Kinski again. Shout out to Andrew Thorpe, 199 super chat. Thank you so much, Andrew. Help Max, give him a like if possible, and a super chat. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button, everybody. And if you do want to send a super chat, then I will be eternally grateful to Andrew. Everybody like the super chats as well as they come in. Stack just plays the ball over to James Justin, who's just given it away. Here's Pedro Porro trying to come forward down the right-hand side, just over the halfway line, into the feet of Kolo Muani, who's tackled, but the ball goes back to Gallagher, bobbling back again to Kolo Muani. Leeds have got it back, though. Ampadu, Stack. Good play by Leeds, just to win the ball back and calmly give it back to Yacobiol at the back now. Strouk. Now Tanaka. Ball over the top towards Calvert-Lewin, who, yeah, I thought he was offside. Yeah, he was. It's Polinia. Back now to Kinski. Kinski sends a long ball forward. Good little flick by Ampadu there towards Anton's stack. Ampadu gets it back again. Now Beal is going to give it all the way back to Darlow. Being chased down there by Richarlison, but Darlow's long ball forward is going to trickle harmlessly over to Pedro Porro at right back for Spurs. Here's Danso. Four defeats in our last 22 games. It's mad, really. It shows how competitive it's been at the bottom as well, because good header by Dan James there just slows them down enough. Well done, Dan. Yeah, four defeats in the last 22 games. However, we still have only just kind of survived this season. So, I mean, surviving with 2 games to go is great, but in terms of like how good you have to be to get a decent position in this league, I mean, to be fair, if we'd have played like this all season with this system, I think perhaps we would have maybe been a few positions higher up the table. Well, definitely, but yeah. Here's Van der Ven. Now Polinia. Yeah, can do, Pierre. Don't know. He's some place that you'll be able to send them across, like Instagram or something like that, maybe. Good ball there by Porro over to Kolo Muani. Cuts back. Porro with a cross into the box, away by Jacobillo. Good defensive header from him. I talked about in my tactical preview about the importance of Jacobillo in this back line in this game, because he mops up everything that is loose, and he could be really important whilst Strauch and Rodon go and challenge things. Goal kick to Leeds there. Good bit of defending by Joe Rodon. I think it came off Tell in the end, so it's going to be a goal kick for Darlow. James Justin. This doesn't look great because James Justin is still down. He's taken a knee here. Oh no. Well, look, I mean, I don't really want him to have hurt his head, but it doesn't look like it's any kind of muscle injury or long-term injury. It looks like he's maybe taken a whack in the nose and he's just getting a little bit of clean-up in case there's any blood, I think, which is better than a muscle injury because it doesn't mean he has to go off permanently, because when you actually look at our bench, we actually don't really have any backups other than Sam Byram. I like Sam Byram, of course I do. Came through the academies, come back after all those years. Nothing personal against him. I don't really want to see him play for us in the Premier League. Let's have a look. Yeah, Kolo Muani tries to go past. Oh, I think he took an elbow to the face from Kolo Muani there, Justin. But he carried on until the ball went out of play and then... Yeah, he carried on until the ball went out of play and then kind of said that he was injured. So that's exactly the type of play that Leeds fans like to see, rather than someone who will just flop to the ground and roll around for 10 minutes. Yeah, his nose might actually... Yeah, it looks like his nose is completely out of place, you know. I think his nose might be broken. Darlow is going to go and take this goal kick then. Long ball forward. Calvert-Lewin with a good flick on there. Van der Ven heads that away. Well, if you see him in the next match wearing one of those black masks that goes across their face, then you know that he Oh, Richarlison trying to go through there. Really, really good bit of defending from the former Tottenham man, Joe Rodon, as he just gets in front of him. Yeah, Richarlison actually gets in front of him, and I see that's the problem here, is that Dan James will do all that running for you, but he's not used to playing as a defender, so he actually played Richarlison onside then. So I think because Rodon tried to play an offside trap, he jumped out of the back line to try and pull him offside, and it would have worked, but for Dan James being putting him in an onside position. So Rodon just needs to be careful of that, but he did well to recover. I don't think James Justin's back on yet. Or maybe he is. Yeah, I think he's just come back on. Doggy taking his time over this throw-in. Here's Strauch. Good ball into Calvert-Lewin's feet, but unfortunately Danso's tackled him. Here's Van der Ven. Aronson harrying him over to a doggy now. Good foot there by Aronson. It's going to be a throw into Spurs, but keeps them back. Here's Van der Ven. Now Danso. Kinski with the ball at his feet. No pressure from Leeds. Just letting him have the ball. Oh, Calvert-Lewin nearly blocked Kinski's clearance there. BL heads that long ball away. Porro keeps the ball despite a touch from Aronson there. Here's Danso now with the ball into midfield to the Uruguayan Bentancur. Now Polina. I mean, I think I did know that, Tim, but it doesn't surprise me either way. Here's Van der Ven. Now Danso. Now Farker's on the touchline. Here's Bentancur. I forgot that Farker had been ill, actually. It's just for the press conference, wasn't it? He had Eddie Reamer come out and do it. I mean, it's a good excuse if you can't be asked doing a press conference, isn't it, anyway? Ben Turner saying predictions for Dan James. Do you reckon he'll have a decent game? It depends how much he's allowed to get forward, really. Because I think if he's at the back, he's not fantastic defensively. He'll work hard, he'll make a nuisance of himself, but he's not like a solid one-on-one defender. But if you can get him forward, that's when he can do some damage. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye out for him. Richarlison came in and made a block on Biol's clearance there. I've never seen a player that hasn't played for Man United that's got more of a Man United face than Richarlison. Like, you can just imagine him playing with Bruno Fernandes, can't you? Horrible gits. Rodon's going to come across and take this throw-in. Yeah, this is the most anybody else has supported Leeds, I think. You've got West Ham supporting Leeds. You've got Arsenal supporting Leeds. Probably Chelsea. You've got most of the league. Oh, that's a bad ball there. Oh, Justin's lost out. Now Pedro Porro coming forward, but good defending there by Anton Stack and Ampadu, and now Leeds can come back forward. Here's Tanaka. Dispossessed there by Gallagher, and now Spurs come on the counter-attack. Leeds have got players back. Long ball from Gallagher to switch it out wide to Tell. It's a fantastic pass, to be fair. Here's Matthijs Tell looking to try and cross the ball in. Spurs are one of those sides that have got Kolo Muani and Tell are both strikers, but are both playing as wingers. Good foot there by Aronson. It's going to be a throw into Spurs. I think Danso will come across and take that. He does the long throw-ins for them. Throw in. When was the last time West Ham went down? Porro. Left-footed cross this time towards the back post. Headed back across by Richarlison, away by Ampadu. I think it's going to go out for a Spurs corner. Yeah, it is. I think that if let's say Calvert-Lewin goes through on goal and chips the goalkeeper, that Leeds will tweet something like Calvert-Lewin chipping the Spuds, something like that. I just know that that's the kind of thing that Wilson would do. Tell with the corner kick then. Comes into the box. It's a deep one towards the back post. Richarlison, and then it's going to actually be another corner here to Spurs. 2003, they went down with 42 points. Had Di Canio, Cole, and Sinclair in the squad. Yeah, so it's been a long, long time for them. And Spurs have never been down whilst it's been the Premier League. Corner kick then. Porro's coming short for it. Either that or he's going to take it himself. Tell with a corner in. This time it goes to the front post, headed away by Dan James. Now Porro crosses it back into the box. It's a good ball. Rodon with a good flick there, and Anton Stack is going to have to get there to clear it. He does so well there, Stack, but he's kept over by Danso. Gallagher. Now Polinia. Udogi. Now Bentancur. Danso. Looking for a passing option there. There's not much down that left channel, but there's a lot of players central for Spurs. Going all the way back to Kinski now. You can hear the Leeds fans shouting, "Your support is effing S," to the Spurs fans who have got that huge stadium but don't seem to be making much noise. Pedro Porro heads that one out, and it's going to be a throw into Leeds. Worst Premier League record this season, bar none. Home record. They've only won 2 games here all season. Jesus. Aronson nipped in there. It's a foul by Danso. Free kick to Leeds. No, sorry, Pierre. I am saying that Dan James does go back and defend, which is why he's in the starting lineup over somebody like Nonto, because he won't do that work as much as Dan James will. Anton Stack has just done the West Ham sign before crossing the ball in towards the back post. Floated across. Strauch tries to head it to the edge of the box. Picked up by Dan James over on the right wing now. James tries to cross it in. It's blocked and then taken away by Tell and Udogi. Leeds putting a bit of pressure on, though, trying to force them back here. Oh, risky ball. Danso headed it away, but Leeds were on it nearly. Now Kolo Muani's in down the right-hand side. Leeds are trying to get players back. Anton Stack trying to get back on the cover here. Kolo Muani is shielded out by Leeds. What I was saying before, Pierre, was that Dan James just isn't used to being a right back, which means that his actual defensive awareness of like the line he should be on was poor when he played somebody onside. But yeah, risky ball chipped across his own box there by Tell. Danso just headed it away, but James Justin was arriving to try and head it. It was almost a cross for Leeds by a Spurs player. Ampadu. Darlow. Good ball from him into Stack. Now Yakubiyol. Oh, Darlow's just given the ball away to Bentancur here. Good foot, though, by Ampadu. Oh, Ampadu's done so well. He's gone past 2 Spurs players. Leeds have got a break on here. Ampadu's still going. Being chased down by Van der Ven. Here's Aronson. Tries to get it to James Justin. Cleared away just in the nick of time from Spurs. As James Justin was nearly in there to shoot. Did so well, Ampadu. Just took out 2 players there. You can see Van der Ven's trying to make that recovery run the whole time. He just passes it in time. And then Aronson slips it into James Justin. Who can't, it was a difficult pass to control. He did well to take it with him at all, to be honest, James Justin. But Udogie in the end is able to clear that one. But it's the first corner of the game for Leeds. And Anton Stack is the one to try and whip this ball in. Oh, he's taking it short this time. Aronson with the ball into the box. Headed! Great save by Kinski. Rodon's header towards the bottom right corner was saved by Kinski well, but that could have been easily 1-0 to Leeds. That's a really, really good save. Oh, they're in here behind Spurs. Beal does enough to send them backwards. And they're offside. But yeah, that was... Rodon, I don't think, could have possibly done any better with that header. That's the perfect place to aim that. It's on the line. It's literally on the line. So it's... yeah, as long as the whole of the ball doesn't cross the line, it's not a goal, but it was close. Really good header by Rodon, down to the keeper's left. He couldn't have done better with the chance, really. He put it in the perfect place, and he was equally matched by Kinski. Here's Strauk. Cross now to Yakubiyol. Well, whilst Spurs have dominated the possession and the ball in the main, Leeds have now had the best chance of the game so far. Beal with the ball forward. Calvert-Lewin tries to chest that down. It's taken away by Tell. But he is going to be able to force him backwards here, Calvert-Lewin. All the way back now. Dan James chasing down Danso, and now chasing down the goalkeeper as well, Kinski, who sends that one long. But now Dan James is going to have to run the whole pitch to get back. Here's Gallagher. Rodon does well there. Now Calvert-Lewin. Gives the ball to... it's not good enough from Calvert-Lewin there, but Leeds can win the ball back if we press well enough here. Ball all the way back to Van der Ven here. Leeds are certainly coming into the game more than we were in the first kind of 10, 15 minutes or so. You can see real signs of life in this Leeds team as we just win the ball back again. Strauk with a good ball into Anton Stack. Stack gone down there, holding his ankle. Here's Udogie coming back towards the Leeds end now. Now Matisse Tell. Good foot there by Tanaka. That's going to be a throw into Spurs. Yeah, Stack is still complaining there about that challenge. Yeah, I mean, it was a foul. It was a foul by Conor Gallagher on Anton Stack. He's well within his rights to complain there, Anton Stack. Throw in, though, for Spurs over by the corner flag over on our right-hand side, their left. Danso is going to play a long throw in into the box here. Throw in into the box. Darlow punches away, and then Tanaka. Richarlison goes for the spectacular with a bicycle kick, but it goes wide. It's going to be a goal kick to Leeds. Darlow with the ball now. Yeah, just gets flicked onto the back. Gets punched, actually, sorry, to the back post, and then Tanaka helps it on, and then Richarlison goes for a wild swing at it with the bicycle kick. Here's Beal. Ball forward. Beale. Good flick on there by Calvert-Lewin, but Aronson wasn't close enough to it. Good header by Rodon. Back forwards towards Stack and James. Tanaka pokes that one. He's going to go out for a throw in there to Spurs. Was certainly grown into this game as it's gone on. Certainly grown into it. It's not as one-sided it was at the start. But in terms of shots, possession, we've only had 37%, but we've had 2 shots, 1 on target, and 4 touches in their box. They've had 0 shots, 0 on target. Although I think what Richarlison did just a minute ago with that bicycle kick attempt was a shot, just not on target. So I'm not sure what they class as a shot. So throw into Spurs here. Porro's taking a long time over this throw-in. I mean, it should have probably been a foul throw-in. Given all the way back now to Van der Ven. Switch to Destiny Udogie, the Italian fullback. Bentancur there bounces a couple of Leeds players off him and carries on going. Now Matisse Tell over on the left-hand side. Still coming forward. That's a fantastic challenge there by Jacobi Yol. That's exactly what I talked about in my preview, is that Rodon will have to press the ball like he did there. He'll have to go towards it. And you can just see Beale waiting in that area to come across and deal with it should it go through. That's exactly what he did. He bided his time. He waited for the heavy touch. As soon as that heavy touch happened, that's when he can get himself in the way. Really good defending by Beale because he's had to time that and wait for a heavy touch. Corner kick then for Spurs. Oh, Spurs players just jumped on the floor there. Who could it be? Richarlison. Would never have guessed it. Ampadu just gave him a little shove and he fell over all the way to the floor. Corner to come in then from Tell. Ball comes in, headed away by Calvert-Lewin at the front post. The old Bamford roll. Long ball swung into the box there by Gallagher. Flick on there by Tanaka. And it's going to be another long throw in to be taken by Danso. He must be getting a bit tired of running up to the corner flags to take those throw-ins, the Austrian centre-half. But here he comes for another one. Leeds know all about taking these, so let's hope they know all about defending them as well. I think players like Stack have had amazing seasons. Let's get that ball away first. The shot has gone wide by Gallagher. Goal kick to Leeds. Or maybe it's no, it came off Aronson actually. Stack was playing first division football, wasn't he, in Germany? The German league is a good league. So I think it's more impressive that players like Ampadu have stepped up and done so well when they've come up to the Premier League almost. I do think Stack's probably my player of the season in terms of sheer performance. Corner kick to come in then from Spurs. Towards the back post again. Headed back across. Away by Jacobi Yol. Ever reliable. Gallagher now. Back to Tell. Dan James trying to stop the cross. Comes back in towards the back post. And that finally is going to be a Leeds goal kick. Yeah, I think Bentancur was trying to get on it at the far post, but Ampadu's just in the way and you can't actually get it back across. It was a good ball in by Tell, just a bit too much on it. Goal kick to Leeds. Here's Darlow. Now Jacobi Yol, who again goes down that channel with the ball and sends it long towards Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin with the flick on. Dan James is trying to win it off Udogie here. Too strong for him. That's going to be a goal kick there to Spurs. Good defending there by Udogie just to shield that out of play. I think I'd go for Justin in that case, Andrew, because Okafor, I think he hadn't had fantastic seasons prior, but he had played for Napoli and AC Milan, so you do kind of expect a certain level. I still get a bit nervous, Goz, even though we're guaranteed to stay up. I still want to win, and it's still like, I guess my brain chemistry doesn't understand that we're still up. Like that we're definitely stayed up. It still feels like a Premier League game that means something. But I mean, they all do, really. I mean, a couple of places could mean an extra signing next season. Especially when you look at the likes of the value for money that we got out of Gabriel Goodmanson. 2 places up in the Premier League and you can almost buy a Gabriel Goodmanson. That's the kind of value for money that if you shop right, you can get. Here's Mickey van der Ven. Doesn't want to embarrass himself in front of his former club, Chris. Rodon. Good tackle by Tanaka there on Porro. Ampadu. Out wide to Aronson. Loses it to Bentancur. Now he's going to have to try and go and get it back off Gallagher. Good foot there by Tanaka. Oh, still getting the ball back. There's a lot of turnovers of possession here, but a ball down the line here for Kolo Muani means Rodon is going to have to come across as he's just about to enter the box. His ball across the box is dealt with by Dan James. Nothing given, though, as Dan James goes down under the challenge of Tell. Ball towards the back post, headed away by Justin Well. Here's Pedro Porro with a cross in. Ball across the box. Shot by Richarlison is caught there by Darlow. I've got to say, James Justin has got a bit about him, hasn't he, to have just broken his nose and to still be going up for winning headers. Even to have that, surely that would just put a bit of doubt in your mind. But yeah, that was a poor shot from... oh, look, Richarlison's going over to try and hit Ampadu there. Don't know what's going on there. I think Kyle Darlow's been penalised for time wasting. Oh, Spurs... Yeah, Darlow didn't take his kick for long enough, and now Spurs have been given a corner from it. Yeah. Because he took over 8 seconds, Darlow, there, the Spurs have been given a corner, which has not been implemented very many times at all. I don't think I've ever seen it in a Leeds game this season. Corner comes in, ball bobbling around the box. Pedro Porro goes to shoot. It's blocked off the line by Strauch there. And now Gallagher shoots, goes through a crowd of players and ends up with a Leeds goal kick. Hopefully, Leeds have learnt their lesson from that situation, because we really nearly conceded there. Yeah, I think it hits Van der Ven, that final one. I mean, rather than just holding the ball for that long, just hoof it. Strauch heads that one away. Justin with a good ball over the top towards Calvert-Lewin, who's, but for the intervention of Mickey van der Ven putting his shoulder in him, would have been in on goal there. Here's Jacobillo. Back to Carl Darlow in goal. I think that whatever planet you're on, that was a foul on David Raya last night. Someone had hold of his shirt like that, and someone also had an arm across his face. So surely... Oh, good ball from Biol here into Dan James, who's still got the ball. Tackle there by Udogie, just too strong for him. A big backline, isn't it, from Spurs? Apart from Porro. Those 3 over on the left are very physical. Van der Ven and Udogie against Dan James looked like men against boys then. Dan James just gets the ball. Rodon across now to BL. BL with another long ball forward. Trying to find Dan James. Headed away by Udogie. Anton Stack trying to win it back. That wasn't meant to be a rhyme, but it's going to be a foul against him anyway. It's a free kick to Spurs. Here's Danso. All the way back to Kinski. Good header away by BL over the top of Richarlison there. But here's Tell again coming down the left-hand side. Dan James just trying to square off against him. Here's Tell. Plays it backwards now. Conor Gallagher. Now Tell again, the Frenchman over on the left-hand side. Former Bayern Munich man. Now Udogie. Back to another former Bayern Munich man in Polinia. Tell cross into the box. Towards the back post, away there by Jakobiol. Polinia has just absolutely blasted it over the bar. From point blank. That really should have been 1-0 Spurs then. I think Granit Xhaka is everything that Spurs thought João Palhinha was going to be as a signing. He just barged his way through the box there, Palhinha, in the end, and just ended up just blasting it over the bar. I don't know if a Leeds player... I don't know if James Justin gets a touch on that there. I think James Justin might get a touch on that. When you think about it realistically, if Spurs stay up, they have more potential to be a good side next season and take 6 points off us. Whereas West Ham, like if West Ham stay up, they're still not going to be able to invest that much. So they're still going to struggle, I think. Which means that I'd rather Spurs go down just from a logical point of view as well, because it's less decent teams to take the top spots in the league. Which, of course, sounds ridiculous considering they're in 17th place right now. But in terms of actual potential, the size of the stadium, the investment, all that sort of stuff. Oh, Strauch looks like he's struggling, you know. Strauch looks like he might have some sort of muscle issue in his left thigh, or maybe his groin. He's wincing as he's moving. Gallagher. Udogie. His hip. Yeah, well, I mean, Bornau is on the bench, but a lot of people don't like him. But I don't think he's a Diego Llorente even, so he's not that bad. Porro, ball taken away by Jakobiol again. Good defending, but it is going to be another corner here for Spurs. Corner still waiting to come in here. Get Archie Gray from them, won't we? If they do go down. That's another reason for us to try and relegate them. Well, either we try and get Archie Gray back or we try and get Crescencio Somerville back. Ball into the box here. Headed wide by Bentancur in the end. It's going to be a Leeds goal kick. Arlo over to Jakobiel, who's again going to He gives it a goal kick there. Usually he gives it the big uns, Richarlison, when he chases somebody down and blocks their clearance, but this time it went out for a Leeds goal kick, so he didn't celebrate that time. Long ball forward from Darlow. Anton Stack wins that header, but he's gone down holding his head. Aronson. Does well there. Here's Tanaka. He slips there as he tries to take that. And it's going to be a goal kick for Spurs. Kinski now with the long ball forward. Danso sends that one up the pitch again, headed away by Ampadu. Oh, James Justin slips as he tries to play that ball. Strauch does well there to get the ball from Pedro Porro. Justin back to Strauch. Now Darlow's going to have to try and clear it the first time, and he just chips it. Ampadu. Now Stack towards Aronson. Oh, Aronson's been wiped out by Danso there. That's got to be a yellow card. It is. I still worry, Pierre. We've got to have the right recruitment. Oh, he's nutmegged him as well. He nutmegs Danso and then gets wiped out by him. He's got a yellow card in him, Danso, hence his 8th of the season. So, I mean, you might be able to bait him into getting a red. Stack is going to go over and take that free kick on the halfway line. I think he's just going to try and send it long. Anton Stack doing the hammers sign again. Ball towards the foul against Van der Ven there. I don't know how, but as soon as that decision went our way, Andrew, we tried to play the cross, and then they instantly penalised us for a push, and they got a free kick. I think he's a good player to have as a sub, Robert, to be fair, Aronson. I think he comes on and he does a lot of running and pressing mainly to try and force them into errors, and when he does get the ball he does try to drive forward with it, so he's a good player to have on the bench. But I do agree with you, if we can find somebody to replace him with. That was meant to be what Buonanotte was this season, wasn't it? But he's just not turned out to be that at all. Referee's blown his whistle there for a free kick on Tell. He waited a while before he gave it, but it's over on the left hand side. A wide position outside the box. Yeah, Stack did foul him. Not intentionally. He kind of stepped over his foot and just caught him. But a free kick. Welcome everybody who is joining us. Welcome CB. Evening, Max, and everyone just joined. Not feeling too well, so sit back on the sofa and listen. Not commenting. No problem, CB. I hope you feel better soon. At present, it's been a quite evenly contested first half. Leeds, actually, now they've had that chance with Palhinha, I think it's probably about even on chances. Porro with the free kick. Dan James is a one-man wall. I mean, it's kind of pointless him even being there. Goes to shoot over everybody. Goal kick to Leeds. I think he went for a shot, you know. I think Ampadu was giving a bit of lip to Pedro Porro there, and he's wound him right up. Even on chances, they've had 19. A stat came up about 5 minutes ago saying they'd had 0 shots and Leeds had had 2. So how have they had 17 in the last? I meant even on quality of chances as well, because they've only had 1 good chance, which is the one that Polina put over the bar, and then Leeds have had that one that was saved by Kinski from Rodon's header. Oh, Ampadu tries to play that on. Gets it back, though. Biel. Strauch being harried here. Good ball to Justin. Left-footed pass down the line to... Oh, it's a fantastic ball. Leeds are in behind here. Here's Aronson coming to the edge of the box. Calvert-Lewin! Calvert-Lewin was pulled down in the box there. The referee's not given it. Offside has been given. Typical, innit? Typical when it's against Leeds. Yeah, he was offside. Come on, Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, it would have been I think it would have been a pen, but he was offside. If he was onside, it would have been a penalty, but it was off. Definitely off. I think he was offside. I was still checking it. But they're still checking it, but I thought he was offside. I thought he was way offside. Like, just from looking at it, he looks offside. I mean, that was so obvious. But that was so obvious that it was offside. I don't know why they took so long over it. No, it's been cleared now, but he's way offside. I think it would have been a penalty if it was... I mean, it literally was offside. He just showed that it was offside. Throw into Leeds. Tanaka did well there to just win that ball back. James Justin's going to take this throw in then, try and throw it down the line. I think Leeds will be happy to get into half-time 0-0. Here's Van der Ven. Anton Stack, believed to have fouled there. There'll be more time added on because of that VAR check, so it's probably going to go to at least 50 minutes. Free kick here to Spurs. Here's Tell. Tries to cross it into the box, caught by Darlow. Not been given, though, the half-time whistle, because that VAR was... I think Darlow's just going to hoof this. Yeah, he is. Away by a doggy. Dan James nearly gets it back. Stack nearly gets it back as well. Porro. A doggy again plays a ball to Richarlison. Ball down the line with the outside of the foot is cleared up by Yakabiyolu puts out for a throw-in. Well, that's half time. At last. There we go. I'm just going to have a short break, and I'll be back very shortly to discuss the first half there. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are, of course, 0-0 at the moment. After a decent first half, I thought they started the game a lot better than we did and kind of put the pressure on us, but you'd expect that given the fact that they'd really have to be up for the game. It was at home for them. It was a really, we've obviously got nothing to play for now, and they do, so you'd imagine that that's the way it was going to go from the start. But I just think we definitely grew into the game and got better and better. They put a lot of pressure on us at the end of the half, but if momentum swings in games, hence the reason that we even have those momentum graphs. on the stats website. So definitely can expect Leeds to get a few more chances in this game. So close from that Rodon header. Oh look, we've got an interview from the dressing room at half time for Tell. I don't like the halftime interviews. I'm going to listen to it though. Shout out Mr. P for the £2 super chat. Really appreciate that, Mr. P. Thank you. If you haven't already, everybody make sure you like the super chats as they come in. Much appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, it's just quite mad, isn't it, that they're doing halftime interviews? Like, there's no need for that, because he's not going to go, oh yeah, boss said in the second half that we're going to change formation and I'm going to come inside more, because then Leeds will just be like, all right, we'll just stop that then. Like, what's the point of it then? Just looking at the analysis now. I think a lot of the time, because of Bentancur and Palhinha are two very physical midfielders, and so is Conor Gallagher to an extent as well, that Leeds are struggling to kind of like, even Stack and Ampadu are bouncing off them when they're putting the shoulder in. We need to be stronger in those tackles. Yeah, but in terms of really something to play for, like, yes, we do have places to play for and pride to play for to try and get higher in the league. However, in terms of motivation, there'll be less motivation to Leeds players going, oh yeah, we could have 3 million extra quid to spend on another player, than there will be Spurs saying, if we get relegated, we are financially screwed. So hope so. Leeds down in South Africa. Hope he figures it out. I'd like to see the other angle of that Palhinha chance, because I think it came off. James Justin with a defensive block. It's a really good header by Rodon, and then that was a really good save by Kinski. That would have been so good if that was just 1-0, wouldn't it? Bogle is injured. Bogle's got a hamstring injury. They've had a few chances, but they've not really threatened Darlow, have they? Like, Darlow hasn't really had to make too much of an effort to save anything. He caught that Richarlison one, but other than that, there's not been like a majorly difficult chance for him to have to save or anything. So yeah, look, I think James is doing all right at the moment. I think perhaps if we go into a 4-3-3, then they can go up on the wing. Hi, Wayne. Welcome. Wayne saying Darlow needs to pull his socks up, frightening the life out of me. Look, I think that is just I think that's just modern football playing out from the back, even with the Leeds side, who you wouldn't particularly say are a team that focuses on like slow passing build up. There's still going to be it's still going to be difficult for Leeds to play out from the back, but they are going to try. It's just the way that football is now. I won't be watching the playoff semi-final, Leo, no. I honestly don't even like... not Champions League. Championship. Oh, so it's Hull and Millwall in the other one. So Coventry and Ipswich went up automatically. And then how close were Wrexham were in 7th, 2 points behind. Yeah, Norwich, Birmingham missed out. Sheffield United came 13th. They're having a bit of a rebuild season, weren't they? Leicester, can't believe Leicester went down. West Brom just avoided it. Hold on, did Did 4 teams go down from the Championship? I can't remember. West Brom didn't go down, did they? How many teams get relegated from the Championship? Oh, it is the bottom 3. So yeah, West Brom just avoided it. So Sheffield Wednesday, Leicester, and Oxford. And then yeah, so I mean, out of the teams that are in the playoffs, who do you guys want to go up? In fact, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a poll. Who do you want to be promoted? Southampton, Hull, Middlesbrough, the other one. There you go. I've put a poll down below in the chat. It should be posted in a second. I think I would potentially like to see it be Hull. Hull's not been up in a while, have they? And Joffy's playing for them, and yeah, I think Hull. I have to check back on my other thing. I mean, Millwall would be good, but then if West Ham go down, you wouldn't get West Ham Millwall. it would swap essentially, which for bragging rights would be funny, but yeah, I think most people are saying Hull. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I think Hull or Middlesbrough. But then Middlesbrough have been in a couple of times, haven't they? Hull have not been in years. When was the last time Hull were up? When was the last time Hull were in the Premier League? 16-17 they were in the Premier League last, Hull. Yeah, most people saying Hull. Ayling plays for Middlesbrough as well, so James Maddison's warming up at half-time, apparently. James Maddison hasn't played any competitive football for a year and 10 days. So, I mean, if he does come on, he's probably going to be a bit rusty, isn't he? Or he's going to come on and just score immediately, so who's to say? We'll end the poll when it gets to when the second half starts, and we'll see what the general consensus is in this sample of the Leeds fan base, and we'll see what people think. Yeah, they're talking about the VAR check at the end, but yeah, I mean, he was offside, so. However, if he hadn't have been offside, I think it should have been a penalty. Carragher saying that Leeds would have had a penalty if that offside hadn't have happened. I mean, he literally was offside, but yeah, he just pulls him down. No, he always goes, I go back to the one, and then picks an example of one in the past. He's like, I go back to Florian Wirtz at Fulham. Definitely would have been a penalty, that, wouldn't it? Right, we're about to kick off again, so we'll end that poll. The results are in. Hull 46%, Millwall 22%, Middlesbrough 20%, Southampton 12%. Yep, Strauch is still on the pitch, by the way. There we are. A couple of players went down there. Jakobiol and I think Richarlison. Always involved, isn't he, Richarlison? Biol's still down here. Yeah, they both just went up for the header as it came forward. Yeah, he just swings his arm back and hits him in the side of the head. Oh, yeah. It's right. It's that proper hard bit of arm there, the bone, and it's gone right into Biol's temple as he's gone up Richarlison. He's gone up like that, swung his arm back, and his arm here has hit him in the temple, Biol. So it could be a bit of a nasty one. So he's just getting some treatment. Yeah, no VAR check apparently. I mean, he does just swing his arm back, doesn't he, for no reason? It was a straight arm, so it wasn't necessarily an elbow like that. It was a straight arm, like he was like trying to put it out to steady himself in the air. But I mean, I don't think he knew it was there. But I mean, you never know with Richarlison. Yeah, his head has gone red, Biol, from where he got hit already. Already. So Biol is having to temporarily go off the pitch. Oh, loose pass from Darlow there, and Justin tries to send it long. It hits Kolo Muani, but it goes out for a throw into Leeds. Throw in down the line. Tanaka. Oh, here's Gallagher with the ball down the line to Ampadu, who does really well. Gets across the path of Kolo Muani, and it's a free kick to Leeds. We've got this game, then we've got Brighton, and then we've got West Ham, haven't we, on the final day? So we could end up just letting West Ham walk through us and taking the 3 points if we are in a position to make Spurs go down with it. Leeds have won the ball back. Here's Tanaka. Ampadu poked into Calvert-Lewin. Tanaka again. Now Aronson. Needs a pass here. Has to go back. What I'll say is that when either team has to make passes, they have to be quite frantic in this game because of the pressing. Tanaka with a great ball into Calvert-Lewin. Oh, just a touch there from Pedro Porro, who carries on with it now. He's got the run of Kolo Muani down the line. Kolo Muani's in down that left-hand side here. Strauch trying to face up against him. Stack does well to come back and wait for that heavy touch and knock it into touch. It's going to be a corner kick. It's difficult, isn't it, when these they're both strikers, they're wingers, so their like wing play isn't particularly good. Trying to cut inside there, he's always going to be dispossessed by Stack. However, it is a corner kick. Pedro Porro to take it. Headed away by Rodon. Edge of the box to Tell. Great goal. Curls it in from the edge of the box. Matisse Tell has made it 1-0 to Spurs. Really, really good goal. Just curls it in from the edge of the box. Perhaps we could have been out to it quicker to try and block it. Perhaps Darlow was unsighted by the crowd of players, but it was a very good strike. It was a very, very good finish, but it's just... Let's have a look at the replay. He is just on his own on the edge of the box, isn't he? No one quick enough out, and he's just he's got time to take it down, have a look, and then just curl it into the top corner. He did get his hand to it. He got a touch to it. Fingertips, he got to it. I mean, why are we still seeing the replays when the game's going on? Ball to Richarlison down the line here. Richarlison's gone down there. Referees waves it away. Ampadu sends that one long down the line for Calvert-Lewin, wins it. Rodon clears towards Aronson. Spurs might end up finishing higher than us, you know. After all that, they might end up finishing higher than us. If we lose this, they're only 3 points behind us. This second half, I mean, it's only been 7 minutes, but it's been all... I wouldn't be upset at changing to a back four. Going 3 up top. Nonto on. Even putting Bornau at right back. Dan James on one wing. Nonto on the other. Aronson off. Calvert-Lewin up top. Or Metcher up top. That does tend to change the game for Leeds. Going to that 4-3-3. There's just no options, really. When Leeds try to come forwards, there's just no one beyond us. It's a really, really good goal. However, he was just out. I think Strauch's just gone down. Yeah. Well, I mean, Strauch's going to go off here, so that could be a purpose-built chance to just go to a back four. Bring him off, bring Nonto on. mean, he's being played completely out of position, Ben. You've got to be fair to him. And he's had so many injuries. Yeah, it seems like a hip/groin issue for Strauch. He's going to probably remove him here. Bornau is going to be coming on. So, look, I thought this was a great opportunity to go, right, let's go to a back four. Archie Gray's warming up for Spurs. Bornau is going to be the one to come on. No one's particularly had a good game, though, to be fair. I think a change of system would help here, but I mean, this could still be going to 4-3-3, because you could put Dan James up on the wing and Aronson on the other wing and then put Bornau at right back. So we'll have to see when he actually goes and settles into his position. Aronson down this left wing. Wins leads the throw-in. Polini is still on the floor here after that challenge from Calvert-Lewin. I don't... saying it's a foul. It's not a foul. The only reason he's hurt is because Calvert-Lewin landed on him. It was a tiny little touch from Calvert-Lewin. Not a foul. Good decision by the referee not to give it. Ampadu is going to try and take a long throw in now. Comes into the box. Bounces out to the edge to Aronson, who leaves it for Tanaka. Tanaka's ball back into the box. It's nearly to Biol. Bounces all the way through to Kinski in the end. Here's Destiny Udogi coming down the left-hand side towards the halfway line now. Here's Danso. I mean, it looks to me as though Sebastian Bornau is playing in the midfield at the moment. Bornau trying to challenge with Kolo Muani there. He's been done. Ball across. Richarlison's just sent it into Rosed. Yeah, first kind of moment there is for Bornau to just fall over and completely miss it, and then Richarlison just puts it over the bar. Poor from Richarlison in terms of the finish. Richarlison tries to put it in the box again. Blocked this time by Biol, it looked like it was. Throw in for Spurs. Here's Tell over on the left-hand side, looking to try and cross it in. Drops it off to Bentancur, though. Blocked by Leeds. Oh, that ball's gone luckily back to Udogi. Good block there. Polini trying to get into it, and then Bornau can clear it. Aronson chasing that one down for Danso, who's going to play it all the way back to Kinski now. Now Bentancur. Back to Danso, and I'd like to see a bit of life from Leeds. I mean, a substitution, bring Nonto on, Aronson off, go into a 4-3-3, just something to just perk us up a little bit. I think the way that we've played so far, in the first half there was glimpses, there was moments, but going to a 4-3-3 always seems to give us a big boost. Here's Dan James over on the right hand side. Cross into the box. Chested away by Van der Ven. Gets it back here, Van der Ven, the Dutchman. Ampadu, little flicked ball back to Anton Stack. Tackled by Gallagher, though. Gallagher clears. Bit of holding from Biol there, maybe. Richarlison's obstructing. Surely he was falling on the ball there. Rodon outstripping Richarlison yet again and sends him into the touch. Here's Ampadu. I know that game against Man United away, and then to get the points we did after it, thank God, because we would have been drawn right back into this. BL. Little chipped ball from him out wide to James Justin, who takes a nice touch. Again, the ball gets switched out to the left-hand side, and then we just have to go backwards again because it's not quick enough, the movement. Rodon, Tanaka. There's runs ahead of them, but there's just so many Spurs bodies in the centre of the pitch. They really pack that middle area. It almost seems like they've got an extra. It almost seems like they've got an extra player on the pitch at times. Justin Aronson just keeps that one in. Slips, does well though. Ampadu. Good ball into Stack. Now Calvert-Lewin. Oh, it's James it was, sorry. Similar colour boots, and then James just blasts it over the bar. Yeah, look, I think Dan James instantly improves if you put him on the right wing and let him stay up front. 4-3-3 is so needed at this point, and it looks like we might be doing it because Lucas Mecha and Wilfred Gnonto are both getting ready to come on here. Good touch by James Justin, but it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Yeah, Gnonto and Mecha are being readied, so here's Calvert-Lewin. I mean, it's him you want in the middle, not out on the wing like he is now. Ampadu. Calvert-Lewin's going to be able to get that back again. Now Bornau. Again, you've got to go. We go all the way back every time. Biol's got to go all the way back to the goalkeeper because of their pressing, which makes them all get up for it as if they've done something good, but it's just poor from us. Bornau gives that one back to Darlow. Here's BL. I think, Robert, James improves tenfold if he's not playing wing back. If you put him as the winger, I don't think there's as much of an issue. I think it's because he's caught in two minds. But it does look like Leeds are going to make some subs now. Lucas Mecha and Willie Gnonto coming on for Leeds. 11 for 14. So Aronson coming off for Mecha. And Dan James is coming off for Gnonto. I don't know whether that means we're going to a back four or not, but I imagine Rodon would play right back or Bornau would play right back. Free kick to Leeds just inside the Spurs half here. I'd like us to at least draw this game. Just keeping us... I mean, we're not going to get relegated because we've guaranteed to stay up, but just keeping us away from that and potentially climbing the table. Ball forward here from Leeds. A doggy holding Rodon, but nothing given by the ref. Here's Stack. Stack's going to have to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Darlow into Justin. Shout out to Ankalima12 for the £3 super chat. Let's hope the changes spark life into the team. Absolutely, because I think Mecha always seems to me to do a better job in the actual game than what Calvert-Lewin does. So I hope to see some good stuff from him and Nonto. Tanaka's given the ball away to Pedro Porro there. Mecha was there to try and turn him round. Justin trying to stop Kolo Muani here. Force them back at least, as he does. Giving the ball away there, Kolo Muani. Mecha fouled there by Polinia, I think. Right on top of his foot, I think. Oh, that's a red card. He says it's not high, but you cannot tackle like that. He's just jumped 2 feet on top of his foot. That's a red card. I mean, what is your definition of a yellow card if jumping in 2 feet on top of his foot is not a red card? That should be checked by VAR because you cannot tackle like that. It's literally in the laws of the game that you can't tackle like that because it's endangering your opponent. You could have easily broke his foot then doing that. I don't understand why we're so wedded to this 3 at the back with wing backs, considering that we haven't got another fullback. So Nonto could just go and play on the wing, and we could have Bornau at right back or Rodon at right back. Like there's options there. Oh, Beale's just given the ball away. Tell with it now. Don't seem to have made an immediate impact. Our subs. Richarlison playing it back to Gallagher here. Stack lost the ball again. Leeds do not look on form today at all. Players like Anton Stack, who've been fantastic all season, look poor. Here's Lucas Mecha charging forwards. That's a handball there by the Spurs player. Good, well won back by Tanaka. Now Mecha, Justin, Ampadu into Stack. They press so much that if you can just get past that first layer of pressing. Nonto running forward with it. Good ball from him out to Anton Stack, who's going to try and just put one into the box. See what happens. You've got Calvert-Lewin and Mecha waiting in there for that. And he just plays it back again. Nonto out wide to Stack, who goes back to Rodon again. It's frustrating. Good ball into Ampadu from Stack. Now Nonto. Nonto tries to cross it. It's going to be a throw into Leeds. At least it's a chance for Ampadu to throw a long one in. But bloody hell, we've been poor this second half. Throw in here from Ampadu. About to happen. He's taking his time over it. Ball thrown into the box. Away by Richarlison. Only as far as the edge where Stacks spoons it a little bit. It's half cleared. High foot there by... Surely that was a high foot in the box there by Spurs. Ampadu's down still because Udogi went for a bicycle kick to clear it and kicked him in the head. Good sliding challenge by Tanaka, but Colomani's got lucky there because the ball carried on rolling as he slid. Ampadu's still down. It's also a head injury, so he just got booted in the head. Oh, come on. He's booted him in the head. If that's not a high foot, then I don't know what is. That is a penalty. I mean, he's booted him in the temple. That could have knocked him out. It has to be a penalty. He's booted him in the head. I don't know what they spend the time looking at deciding on there. If somebody has jumped up and kicked him in the head, then how is it just not, oh yeah, that's an instant penalty? Like, why do you need to see it that many times to see that he's booted him in the head? Like, what? It's a high foot. His foot is head height. In fact, it's more than head height because Ampadu is off the ground with his jump. So, I mean, that is a penalty. He could, and that's the thing as well. He could have headed it away, couldn't he? He could have just got there and tried to go up for the header. And if he'd have been facing the right direction, he would have seen Ampadu coming. Oh, he's got... Why does it... Oh, Jesus. Why does it need the people at Stockley Park to go and review it 8 times and then send the referee over to the monitor to see it? Just tell him that's a penalty. Do his little box. Penalty. It's baffling. Premier League obviously wants Spurs to stay up. Genuinely, how does it take this many watches to decide that? He's still watching it. Oh well. It's clear and obvious that it was a mistake that he didn't do it. Yeah, I mean, he's about to speak to the stadium, so... I'm listening. Penalty. Penalty. He scored the goal, and now he's given away a penalty. Leeds have a chance to level it up with 20 minutes to go here at the Spurs stadium. It's a high boot. There's nothing he can complain about with that. He made a stupid decision. He should have just headed it away. But instead he went for the spectacular when it wasn't needed, and he's booted Ampadu in the head. Which, by the way, I also hope Ampadu's okay because he got booted in the temple there, so could easily have been concussion. Although I can see him over on the touchline laughing at the moment, so I think he probably is all right. No, it wouldn't be a red card. Be a yellow at most, I think, but Calvert-Lewin seems to be the one who's going to try and take this one to make it, 14 for the season, I think. Come on, Calvert-Lewin, please score. There should be no pressure on a penalty like this. Calvert-Lewin penalty record, 8 out of 10 he scored. Let's make it 9 out of 11. Calvert-Lewin then steps up. We know that there's going to be at least 7 minutes added onto this game. Calvert-Lewin then steps up for the penalty. Scores it! Come on, let's sink them. Leeds are back on terms here. 1-1 with 20 minutes to go, plus whatever has added on. Good. And do you know what, as well? I hate Roberto De Zerbi because he's a Mason Greenwood defender. Horrible, horrible man. He deserves that, scumbag. Great penalty from Calvert-Lewin as well. I was thinking, like, the pressure's off really in terms... Like, yes, it's pressure because it's a proper professional game scoring the penalty, but in terms of you're already staying up in the league... There's less pressure than a relegation scrap one. Hopefully that really kills their confidence and we do what Brighton did to them and keep pegging them back. A Jorginho Rutter 92nd minute equaliser. Although obviously he doesn't play for us anymore, but Mecha battling away with Palhinha there. Tanaka to Nonto. Good ball from Rodon out. Nonto's out on the right wing now. Looking for a bit of support here. Rodon's the one that's gone beyond him. Rodon cuts that back across the box. Calvert-Lewin flicks it. Mecha goes for it. Kinski can pick it up in the end. Leeds have definitely got the wind in their sails now. Here's Palhinha. Now Pedro Porro. Back to Kevin Danso. Kinski. Here's Rodrigo Bentancur. Of course, plays for Marcelo Bielsa in the Uruguayan national team. Here's Palhinha. Gallagher. Back to Danso. Long ball forward there. Nonto's going to have to deal with that as Tell tries to keep it in and can't. So it's going to be a goal kick to Leeds. I love seeing smug smirks and celebrations wiped off opposition fans' faces. There's nothing sweeter than it. Especially when they're giving it big uns to the actual TV cameras and stuff. Tanaka. Referee got in the way there. Surely the referee got in the way there. Bornau can deal with this one and give it back to Darlow, but a bit dodgy there not to blow it up and do a drop ball. Push there by Conor Gallagher on Ao Tanaka, his opposite number, both wearing the 22 shirt tonight. Millwall 0, Hull 1. Thanks for the update, Karen. Who scored? Wasn't Joffy, was it? Darlow going to send this ball forward from Darlow. I thought the commentator said, sadly, it's all back in the balance. But I think he said, suddenly, it's all back in the balance. I was going to say, that's a bit biased. I think there was potentially a foul in the midfield there, but that ball's gone out for a goal kick to Spurs. Robert saying now 2-0 to Hull. Who scored the goals? Somebody let me know. Bellumi scored first. Joffy scored the second. Here's Gallagher picking the ball up over on the right-hand side. Ball towards the back post. It's going to go out for a Leeds goal kick. What do you mean change the score, Christy? It's 1-1. It's 1-1 above me right now. You might not be up to date. You want to just get your bar at the bottom and scroll it all the way to the right. Although, now that I think about it, you wouldn't be able to hear me say that unless you were up to date. So, bounces over everybody there. Metch is going to try and chase it down. Oh, bit of a loose touch there from Van der Ven. He's very strong, isn't he, Van der Ven? He's just thrown Metcher to the ground, but he has given the ball away. Here's Nonto. Good ball from him to Justin. Justin on the edge of the box, blocked by Porro. Tanaka does well to get it back. Now Rodon. I think Rodon is now playing right back. Nonto. Foul from Rodon there. I think Ampadu probably could have dealt with that, but Rodon gets himself a yellow card. Yeah, just pulls him by the hips there, till he falls over Rodon. It's a free kick for Spurs and a yellow card for the Welshman. Here's Kinski. Maybe, Adam, the way you've got to see it is that he thought he'd get more game time at Spurs because you've got a better midfield than they do. So maybe you could take that as a positive. Last 10 minutes, action areas have been 50% in Spurs' defensive third, so Leeds have been really piling on the pressure. Anton Stack with a free kick over on the right-hand side and another chance to deliver it into the box here. Oh, I feel like I've been hunched over. I'm going to sit back a little bit. Ball into the box from Stack. Headed away by Danso. James Justin here. Now Ampadu. Tanaka on the halfway line gets it. Now Nonto. Nonto with a good touch. Leeds can come forward here. Spurs were coming up preeminently. Oh, good shot from... Good slid ball in there from Nonto, and the shot from Metcher is blocked by Van der Ven. Yeah, it's a corner to Leeds. Looks like Bergvall is going to come on now for Spurs. I'm not going to bother with their substitutes. I'm just going to show you Leeds because nobody really cares about who they bring on or off. But just so you know, Lucas Bergvall, the Swedish midfielder, has come on for Rodrigo Bentancur. So, yes, that is Bergvall for Bentancur in the midfield. Kinski then with a goal kick. Sends that one long. Jakabijol defends that one well. It's going to go out for a throw into Spurs. I reckon there's still about 20 minutes left, you know, given how much time that VAR check took. Danso. Polinia, Bergvall's first touches. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already, guys. And also, if you are new here and this is your first time, we do these for every game. And you can hit that button as well to be part of the community. Leeds player's gone down there. Feels like he was stamped on, maybe. Going to get himself a yellow card, Pedro Porro. Oh, this is my bedroom, Mike, because currently the office is being renovated, so I've had to move in here. I don't really know what happened there. I think they both just got tangled up in each other's legs. Yeah, he follows through on his foot there. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was, to be honest. I can't even describe what just happened there. Well, James Maddison looks like he's being prepared. Darlow then is going to take this. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. Long ball down the line from Darlow. It's gone over everybody. It's going to go out for a... Oh, it's actually going to go out for a Spurs throw-in. I thought it was going to be a goal kick, but it's right by the corner flag, that throw-in. So it's going to be a chance for Leeds to try and pen them in this corner here. Thrown out by Pedro Porro. Back in by Bornau. Tanaka with a little header. Danso can clear. Biol heads it back down the line. Justin with another header. Away by Danso. Ampadu back. Bergvall away. It's head tennis at the moment. Calvert-Lewin's got on the end of it here. He's absolutely sliced that. I don't know why he went for a shot there. He should have just dropped it off and then made a run. I don't think it took a bobble, Calvert-Lewin. I don't think you ever scored from that distance. Well, James Justin with the throw-in now. time of touch in the last touch in the opponent's box. Spurs was in the 59th minute. Here's Bergvall. Justin tries to send that one back down the line. It's bouncing. It's going to go out for a throw-in again to Spurs. Wow, Ben. Wow. Yeah, she's meowing an hour and a quarter before she gets fed, so I don't know why she's doing that. Well, Jed Spence, former Leeds loanee, and James Maddison are entering the field of play. Oh, yeah, I forgot James Maddison used to play for Farker at Norwich. So Matisse Tell, who scored the goal and then gave away the penalty, so, I mean, he could have just left it at 0-0, is coming off, and James Maddison is coming on. And Udogie is coming off. And Jed Spence is coming on. Pedro Porro sends that one forward. Beal gives it back to Darlow. Darlow hoofs that one long towards Calvert-Lewin, who chests it down there, away by Maddison. His first touch is into touch as he kicks it out for a throw-in. It's going to be a throw-in to Leeds, though. Joe Rodon can come across and take that one. He's going to throw it down the line, I think. Yeah. Just a long ball down the line. It's going to go all the way to Danso, who gives it to Pedro Porro as Mecha is going to close him down here. Ball into the midfield, cut out by Tanaka. Back to Danso, and Danso clears it long this time. Header away by Bornau. Flick on by Tanaka. Mecha tries to win that header. Chasing it down, still Mecha here. He's done well. Here's Tanaka. Oh, ball just keeps bouncing back off Spurs players. Calvert-Lewin goes up for the header. Now Tanaka wins it, but it only goes back to Bergvall. No, I don't. LYRX. Don't have any name or number. Yep, Strauch is off. Sorry, yes, Strauch did go off for Bornau. Thank you. That's the only one that I haven't. That's the only one that I missed. Sorry about that. I can't remember what number Bornau is. I think he's number 23. Let's just hope he is. Kolo Muani, Pedro Porro, that went out of play there. Good flick on there by Calvert-Lewin. Stack can't quite get on the end of that. Here's Van der Ven. Van der Ven falls over there and handballs it. That's going to be a handball. That will make him so mad. And you love to see it as well. Fallen over and just has the... He just believes that it's a... He believes that it's a Spurs ball so much that he just picks it up. But that's just... No, you can't pick it up. It's just so entitled to think that you've definitely won the challenge, or that you've been fouled. Here is Carl Darlow then to take this free kick just inside the Leeds half. He's going to send it long, I think. There's going to be a lot of time added onto this, by the way, but a long ball forward by Darlow. Up for the header goes Biol. He definitely was pushed in the back there. Tanaka heads it back. Now Ampadu. Now Biol. Now Danso can clear it. Justin's going to have to get it back to Darlow here. Oh no, he's done well though. Giving the ball away though, Justin, unfortunately. Moani, and then great tackle by Ao Tanaka there. That's really good defending by the Japanese international. Calvert-Lewin tries to flick that one to Mecha, but he just misses it. Van der Ven Ball back to Kinski. Calvert-Lewin's closing him down here. Long ball forward by him. Rodon. Ampadu. Give it back to Tanaka. Oh, he's giving it to Nonto. He's done well there. Here's Nonto. Back now to Biol. Tanaka. I mean, do you know what? Coming into this game, I'd have taken a point. I think a point is a good result away at Spurs. Obviously, given the context of the rest of the season, they've only won 2 here all season. However, in that kind of form goes out the window in these final moments where they've got to get results at home. So I think they played well in that first half and a lot of the second half. But since our goal, it's been all us. But we've still got to be careful to concentrate as Kolo Muani gets the ball in the half space over here on the right-hand side. Bornau with a great tackle. Really good challenge there from Sebastian Bornau. 13 added minutes. 13? Jesus. 13? Christ. It's a third half. Pedro Porro with the corner kick. Here's Bergvall as it flicks on towards him on the opposite wing. James Maddison crosses it back into the box, punched away by Darlow rather dramatically. I think he probably could have caught that, but it does get it a distance away. Here is Maddison. "13 minutes, is that a new record?" I think it might be a new record in a Leeds game, Pierre. Here's Spence. Tries to square it, blocked away by Rodon. Thank you so much for the super chat, Pierre, by the way. Really appreciate that. Everybody, make sure you like Pierre's super chat. Wouldn't it just be lovely to run down the other end and score? However, they currently have a corner, so let's not be complacent here. Ball comes in, it's flicking around, away by Calvert-Lewin with the clearance. Unorthodox, but it does the job. Away by Bornau. Now Stack heads it. Danso back to Porro. Porro again gets it back from Polina. Looking to try and cross it in here. Back heel now to Polina. Across to Gallagher, whose cross is blocked a little bit by Stack, and now Biol can try and get it away, and then Bergvall just kind of lofts it over the bar. Remember, guys, don't say anything in the chat before I've reacted to it, whether it's a penalty, goal at either end. Oh, great. Now a good time to show goals conceded 90-plus minutes this season. Leeds the most in the league with 8, as well as Burnley and Newcastle. Al Tanaka is making his way off the pitch for Leeds. It's going to be Sean Longstaff, speaking of Newcastle. Leeds United's number 8, Sean Longstaff is on. I mean, look, his goal against Bournemouth, if we could repeat that now, that would be nice. Yeah, that's true, Robert, actually. I think I am just going to leave the chat whilst this final bit happens. And if a super chat does come in, I will get to it, don't worry. Just afterwards, that's all. Jed Spence now holding off his former teammate Wilfred Gnonto. Gallagher almost gives away a corner there with a bit of a heavy touch. Here's Porro. Ampadu trying to slow him down here. Great tackle. Great. I keep saying challenge and tackle at the same time and saying chackle. But great tackle there. Here's Longstaff. Good turn by him. Bornau. Back to Darlow, who sends it left-footed. Clearance. Justin did well to get a touch on that one. Kolo Muani was all over him, but nothing given by the ref. Good tackle there by Lucas Mecha. on Pedro Porro. Taking their time over this throw-in, Spurs. You'd think they'd be pushing on for that winner. Here's Maddison. Oh, come on. How's Ampadu been penalised there? He's just been a little bit physical with Maddison. Fallen to the floor like a sack of potatoes. I just don't know what's he meant to do? Just not go anywhere near any other players? It's a contact sport. De Zerbi's just got himself a yellow card. Pedro Porro lofts it towards the back post where isn't a single Spurs player there and Leeds can set off on a run. It's actually Sean Longstaff, I think. No, it's Anton Stack, I can't tell. He tries to play it down the line to Metcher, doesn't quite get there and slides in recklessly there, Stack. That would look like me when I get frustrated on FIFA and just fly in with a slide tackle. Here's Richarlison out on the left wing. Now into James Maddison. Easily tackled there by Ampadu in the end. Just sticks a little foot out and puts it away. It's going to be a corner here to Spurs. That's not on the thing there. They've had 10 corners and we've had 1. 1 to 10. It's ridiculous. Corner to come in from Spurs then. Away by Metcher at the front post. Good header from him. It's going to go out for a throw-in. Danso with the throw-in. Looks like there might be a substitution, though, to come on. No, I think he's just whistling because he wants Danso to take the throw-in from further back. Because that's where Metcher actually headed the ball out. The referee is trying to tell him to go to the right place and he's not doing it, and the crowd are getting very annoyed because the referee keeps stopping him. Danso doesn't even throw it long anyway. Throws it over to Spence. Porro. Longstaff trying to stop Kolo Muani here as he tries to cross it in. Ball to the back post is headed away by Biol. Now Nonto, oh, come on Nonto, you just got to clear that. Maddison, back heel to Conor Gallagher. Coming into the box, Gallagher. Nonto takes it away from him. Nonto's fouled, Leeds free kick. Good. Nice and frustrating for the Spurs fans as well, who will get really annoyed about that. Done well there, Nonto, because he missed the first chance, came back and then just won the foul in the box. Yeah, done well there, Nonto. A free kick will, I imagine, be taken by Darlow and sent as far as possible up the pitch to where Calvert-Lewin might try and win the header. Oh, here's Metcher with the ball. It's popped out on the other side. Leeds have lost it but won it back again. Here's Metcher. Done well there, and now Longstaff's got the ball to James Justin out on the left wing. Little nutmeg into Sean Longstaff, who hits the crossbar! So unlucky from Longstaff there. Nonto tries to cross it back in. It's going to be a corner to Leeds. Longstaff is so unlucky. He's hit the underside of the crossbar. That's a fantastic pass, and then he just hits the... Oh, it's a save. Oh my God. He absolutely wrapped his foot across that, and good save from Kinski. It could have easily gone up into the roof of the net, hits the bar and comes out. Longstaff then with the corner. Longstaff's corner towards the back post. Goes over everybody. Anton Stack picks it up. Stack with a cross into the box. Headed towards the back post! Oh my God, he's kept in by Stack again. Come on, Leeds, we're really piling on the pressure. Now Nonto. Nonto's been wiped out there. That's going to be a yellow card. And a chance for Leeds to whip the ball in the box again. I don't understand how we've not scored. They're so lucky, Spurs. It's... Yeah, Stack puts it across the box. It's headed towards the back post, and then I think it's Longstaff again, you know, who just can't quite direct it into the goal. He's reaching all the time. He's stretching, and he tries to put it back in. Somehow he keeps it in play. It nearly goes out for a throw-in. But I can't believe he didn't score the first one. He's going to take this one again, Longstaff. Referee telling him to hurry up. Cross into the box here from Longstaff towards the back post. Rodon's gone down there holding his head, but it's been given the opposite direction, a foul against Leeds. Yeah, Rodon's gone down and so's Danso, I think it is, as they both went up for that header. I cannot believe that didn't go in from Sean Longstaff. You can see Calvert-Lewin's face. He's running across the goal. He's going, as you just cannot believe that did not go in. Hitting the inside of the crossbar. 3 minutes to go, or 2 minutes and a bit now. Here's Danso. Just tries to chip it forward. Headed by Spence there. Gallagher now out to Bergvall on the left-hand side. Bergvall with the cross towards the back post, away by Justin. Now Longstaff heads it away. I think it's going to go out for a throw-in there unless... Metch can't keep that in. It's going to be a throw-in to Spurs. Come on, Leeds. If that should have been the winner from Longstaff. I think that was our last... good chance. However, here's Kolomoani. Metcha with a really good sliding tackle that takes it out for a throw-in. I think he's going to give it to Danso again. He's screaming to Kevin Danso there, Gallagher, why he's not hurrying up. He's going, Kev! Kev! But he just wasn't going across to it. Danso then with the throw-in. I wonder if the goalkeeper will come up for this. Kinski, not at the moment. Calvert-Lewin tries to block that away. They're saying it's a handball against Calvert-Lewin. Came over the top of Justin's head and hit Calvert-Lewin in the midriff there. No, hit him on the thigh. Maddison trying to stop it. That's going to be a penalty. That's going to be a penalty. It's not been given yet, but it is going to be a penalty to Spurs. I think Metcha's just fouled him in the box. I think Metcha has just fouled him in the box. There was no need to make that challenge. I don't think... He's... I don't know. I think he does get a touch on the ball. Yeah, he does. I think he touches the ball, Metcha. Let's have a little look. Yeah, I'm sure he changes the direction of the ball, Metcha. It's a corner. No penalty. That was the lightest Metcha will be waking up in a cold sweat tonight, because that was the lightest touch you've ever seen. Maddison's delivery. Away by Jacobiol, only as far as Pedro Porro on the edge. Ball back in the box from Conor Gallagher, headed. Away by Rodon. Conor Gallagher once more. Plays it backwards there to Maddison, who lets it run past him before playing it down the line to Porro. Back to Gallagher. Bergvall. Ball chipped towards the back post. Headed back into the box. Here's Richarlison. Great block by Joe Rodon. Fantastic block by Rodon. Corner kick here to Spurs. Woo. It's a good job, isn't it, that Leeds are already safe? Because it doesn't feel like it at all. Corner kick here to Spurs. Ball whipped into the box. Headed on. Flicked over everybody. It's going to be a goal. It's going to be another throw-in. Another corner to Spurs. Other side this time. Jesus. Maddison with the corner kick then. Whips it in. Away by Ampadu. Conor Gallagher plays it back out wide to Maddison. That's full time. Not giving it. Leeds were on the counter-attack then. We could have gone and scored. It's 1-1. Yes, suck that, De Zerbi, you horrible, horrible bastard. Well, it's 1-1. Leeds United have held Spurs to a draw. We've done as much as we can to help relegate them. It means that Spurs are 3 points ahead of West Ham. However, Spurs do have to go and play against Chelsea. So there is that. So look, Leeds United have stayed up in the Premier League. So this was a bit of a celebration performance anyway, because we'd already stayed up. However, an extra point there is not too bad for Leeds United. We're up onto what, 44 points now. I mean, it's not bad, is it? It's not bad at all. I don't think I missed any super chats. No, I didn't miss any super chats. Thank you everybody so much for joining me during this watch along, and of course in the journey to survival, which of course in the end we have survived. We will of course be live for the Brighton game and the West Ham game as well, for the last two games of the season, where we could potentially get all the way up to 50 points like someone just mentioned before. So yeah, look, we could have easily won that game with that Longstaff chance there, and we probably should have done. Thanks everybody so much for joining us over this. They were 2 points ahead before this game, Gary, I think. But yeah, thank you everybody so much for joining me. I'm going to do a match reaction now. Yes, I was relief mixed with that's funny that they didn't get a penalty, Pierre. But yes, I'm going to do a match reaction now, and then there'll be a preview for the Brighton game. All that good stuff, as usual, before we end the season and we start getting into transfers. But yeah, thanks everybody so much for joining me. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one against Brighton. Don't forget to check out the match reaction, and also the link to my Etsy store in the description down below, where I make Leeds United artwork for Leeds United fans. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.